Good evening. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell. A flood watch remains in effect overnight through 8 a.m., and that includes the triangle and points to the north and west. And that's where we're expecting most of the thunderstorms to be during the overnight hours. We've already seen those develop off to our west earlier in the day in the mountains, and they get here late tonight, and they just gonna sit in that same region throughout the overnight hours. So don't be surprised if you live from Raleigh points north. If you do hear rumbles of thunder overnight, there could be some localized flooding. That's really going to be the main concern there. As you wake up in the morning, about a 30% chance of a lingering shower, but not as much on the radar as what we saw the last morning. But rain chances are going back up. It's a brief downturn of rain chances Wednesday. We get down to a 20% chance Wednesday night, 40% during the day. But by Thursday night into Friday, we're likely to see much more rain arrive, all due to Helene, which is a tropical storm expected to strengthen into a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico before landfall in Florida. We're likely to see it get kind of steered due north once it makes landfall between high pressure to the east, low pressure to the west, but we could actually see this area of low pressure steer it a little farther to the west, given how strong it could be. Either way, we will be situated on the messy side of the storm in North Carolina, to the right of the center, and that's where you typically see the tornado threat, so we could see some isolated tornadoes Friday in our state. The heavy rain potential is certainly there as well, and the potential locally for some gusty winds. But the mountains should see the worst of this. 5 to 8 inches of rain, some totals up to 12 inches possible. You add the terrain of the mountains, the river basins, this is going to be a pretty significant flood threat in the mountains Thursday night into Friday. 3 to 5 inches for the Triad in Charlotte, 1 to 3 inches here in our viewing area. And keep in mind, these numbers could change, so I encourage you to keep checking back in for updates as we get closer to Friday. As for the wind gust potential, 30 to 45 mile an hour gusts possible. We'll be watching that as well as the isolated tornado threat. This really ramps up overnight Thursday into Friday for us. That should be the worst weather of the week. And then once we get past Friday, we have small rain chances this weekend, but we have lowered them a bit. And next Monday, we could see storm chances return.